Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a new Vosteed to show you guys. So this knife dropped, and it is available currently on their website. So I will put a link down below. If you want to use that link, it helps the channel. But as always, that is completely up to you. This is the P2402. There's no name on here. All right, we have a little raccoon guy here. It's a really cool sticker. That's definitely going to my daughter. She's gonna love that. And then we have the Vanchor lock or V-anchor lock. Little disassembly chart there. Patented V-anchor system, gives you some info. Okay, that was in the box. And then we have the knife. I believe, is it called the Akita or the Akita? One of those two. Comes in the pouch with a cloth, and here it is, guys. It is, again, using their V-anchor lock, which is cool. And I'm going to tell you what it's called because it's bugging me. I'm just going to pull it up here. It is the Akita, like the dog. So here we go. It has a reversible clip. You can see these screws sticking up. Don't love that, but hey. You have a lanyard barrel, kind of Spyderco style, which is cool. And then here's the lock up here and the plate on the other side. Some body screws and the blade. You're looking at a clip point style blade with a relatively low sort of pivot height tip. It's in S35 VN blade steel and aluminum handles. The price point is 139 doll hairs. So definitely affordable. Here is a look at the Ankilo, which was the first one to release with this lock on it. And you can see they are similar. There is no back flipper, which I did not love on this knife. It does work. You just have to kind of hit it a certain way. So there's no back flipper. You just have the front flipper, which is nice because you don't have to worry about the back flipper, like going across your hand or anything. One of my gripes on this knife is the jimping does not come up all the way. So we'll see. It's probably going to be the same. The jimping, it's a little bit better. Feels a little more aggressive. Could just be the blade finish difference. I think that one's a stonewash. This is a machine satin, so those edges are a little crisper. You see here you have that barrel down there and a standoff, looks like. So you don't have a backspacer in there. There's the action. Nice and compact design, I feel like. Nice choil. You guys know I love a finger choil. And yeah, it's really ergonomic. Feels really good in the hand. No jimping up here, but doesn't really need it. You do have some back here. Again, not too aggressive. Just something with Vosteed, with Kaiser, with Concept. They just never have very aggressive jimping. It's always kind of muted because I don't think they do anything to it after they finish the blade. So it, you know, they put the stonewash on, it basically stonewashes the jimping. Some companies I think go back over it and kind of rough it up to get it a little more aggressive. The handle has a starburst pattern on it, which is kind of interesting because it starts here and then starbursts the rest of the handle. It doesn't have anything up here. It's a little bit, I don't know, I think it's probably going to be personal preference. It's a little goofy looking to me, I kind of think, but it is cool. I like that they did something different. They have a couple of stonewashed versions of this, and they look really cool because they're like super beat up looking. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. So here it is, and you can see the blue. Let me zoom in. Look at that. Just looks, that's where that milling looks really cool. Okay, I get it. Look at that. All the edges are roughed up because of it, and that blade looks sick. I get it now. That's really nice. I think they also have, that was the blue-black stonewash, and then they have a blue stonewash. I'm not sure what's going on there, because if you look at this, they both say, oh, Delft blue. I don't know what Delft blue is, but okay. You guys let me know in the comments. Sure somebody knows. And this is just blue. I like that Delft blue much better. Oh, and there's a different pattern. Look at that. This one has like a dimple pattern or a fishnet pattern. I don't know what the heck you would call it. So there's a couple different versions. So does this one in the green with a stonewash blade. And then you have the one I have here with the satin and all grayed out look. 2.94 S35, and again, it's 139. I'll put a link down below. They're calling it a Bowie. Yeah, that makes sense. 61 plus or minus 1. 4.17 inch handle length. So where's that blade length? 2.9. So you're looking at, where is that? 7 inches, just over 7 inches. 7.1 inches overall. Flat ground blade, of course, aluminum handle. Just trying to give you these specs. 4.11 ounces. It does feel a little hefty for the size, but you're talking about a more affordable knife, so it does make sense. And the button is stainless steel. And Yu Dong is the designer. So you can check out the specs on their website, of course. Size comparison, here is the chaser. Should compare pretty well. This is the Divo knives chaser. We're dropping these on the 20th. So check those out if you're interested. I have a video on it. Here's more of a matching version. You have a stonewash blade, stonewashed handle, or a bead blast handle, stonewashed hardware. There you go. White Mountain Knives exclusive on this one. Very cool. I like that they have a couple of different handle finishes if you prefer one over the other. I really do like that distressed look. The reverse flick feels good. The hole placement is good. I was a little concerned there at first if the hole was going to be, like if I was going to hit into this frame too much when I flick it. You do kind of glide past it, but you don't get stopped by it, and it doesn't hurt or anything. So it feels good. The detent on this is great. That's one thing I really like about the V-Anchor lock. They seem to always have the detent dialed in. It's something I really like about Vosteed. If you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of Vosteed stuff. And it's because they are finding ways to put detents in these new and innovative locks. So even though you have a pivot lock system, you also have a detent in there. You can watch my video disassembling the Akita over there, but basically there's a little tab that sits inside of the pivot. And this button is not on a spring. It's actually using a magnet, and it's pushing a lock bar out of the way. And then you push it out of the way, and then the blade can fall, and then there is a detent on that tab that can seat into the detent hole in the blade here. Then you flick it, right? And then the tab locks into the blade. There's a magnet that pulls the button back out, kind of pulls that tab into the slot in the blade. Hard to explain, but it's very cool. It has a oval shaped hole here, which is always nice. Looks like thumb flick works pretty well. Again, accessing that hole is interesting. I think my hand's just a little bit large for it. And then the front flip works really well. I think they did do something with the flipper, with the tab, like with the jimping, because I am like really able to rip it. I'm just up on the corner and ripping it, where I sort of recall that not working on this. It kind of works. I think it's just the blade finish, because they look, nope, looks like the jimming is better. So my apologies there, Vosteed, thank you. Look at that. They updated it. They brought that last jimp up higher. And then you still have the nub at the top, but I guess you always kind of have to. It would be cool if there was one more jimp like right up here on the edge. But this seems to work really well. Much better than this, in my opinion. So that's very cool. Good update there. Sorry. Whoops. Come on now, Kev. There we go. All right. Any other size comparisons? I realized the one I showed you is a knife that is not out yet. What do I have here? I have the Tempest Microburst. Sorry, Microjet. Very similar in size as well, slightly smaller. I'm going to put this phone on silent because randomly it is blasting off when it never does that. Okay. Okay, that was the Microjet. Here is the Fireball. Very similar as well. And hopefully coming at the in the second half of the year, we have the Nip L, or the Nipple. This is going to be a Vosteed knife. We licensed it over to them. A little bit larger there. And this has the top liner lock. Okay, cool. Let's flip this clip over. We are looking at T8s. So you have two little screws here. I don't love that. I wish I wish they would have went with a filler tab and a flush set of screws. I think that would have been way better. You know, it is $140, I think, right? What did I say? $139? It's $140. I think they could have done a tab that has flush fit screws. I mean, possibly they could have even done an aluminum tab that matches the finish. You know, you don't see that really, but it would work. I mean, so here's your option. You could just not even use these screws. Like, you could just leave these off. Or, oh wait, no you can't. Because you have the standoff you need to pull in. So, the bottom one though, is that necessary? I don't think so, but yeah, I don't know. I think that could have maybe been done a little bit cleaner. All right, so let's try it with the lefty clip now so I can feel that out a little better. The thumb flick is a little difficult for me, I think, because of the size of my hand. I'm going to flick it, and I'm like up above the hole already. If I had smaller hands, I think I'd be down here. Yeah, I don't know. The front flip is just wonderful. I love that. Let's try a reach around here. You got to kind of get around it. And there you go. You can do it. Roll back. Yep, works just fine. It's a little bit like, I don't know what that is. Let me keep the button pressed and see. No, there you go. So I think it's me not depressing the button all the way. Yep, there you go. Works perfectly. You can disengage it, and then because it is a traditional sort of detent in a sense, you can disengage it like that and then just shake it down if you want to. Obviously, for the most part, I'm going to reverse flick this and then front flip it. And this reverse flick just feels really good. Feels great. Can fire that out. One thing I love about the V-anchor lock compared to any other of the pivot locks that I've tried is it is not on a it's not on a spring. A lot of them are on a little compression spring under the button. And what happens is it can be like pushed in different directions almost. As you're pushing in, you can kind of push it this way, forward, right, left, and kind of like make it, I don't know, jam up a little bit. It's kind of weird. It makes sounds. It'll rattle. This doesn't do any of that because it's not, as far as I remember, it's not a compression spring under there. It's the magnet that's pushing the lock bar back and forth that is that you're using to press that button. You're just pushing a post attached to the button, and that's pushing a lock tab in there like this. So I push the button, and the tab gets pushed out of the way. It gets pushed out of the blade, like that. And then push, comes out of the way, blade can swing down, right? And then it falls into the D10 hole. And then when you flick it, it's in the D10 hole. And as you flick it, right? Let's see if I can get enough pressure. I'm holding it just awkward. It pops out a little bit, right? And then you push it, it comes up. I don't know. Very cool. That was the worst demonstration probably ever, but hey. Yeah, it's a good size knife. I like that. It's not huge. That's the one thing about the Ankilo. I love it. It's just a little big. It's also a little beefy. This does have that factor. I guess I should have mentioned that. I don't know if it's me, but I feel like it's a little bit tight. Like when I'm flicking it, it's got a lot of, I don't know if it just needs to, I think that maybe the detemp ball just needs to, whoa, look at that. I think this might be a little different than the Ankilo. I could be wrong, but. Oh, you can just see it better. Look at that. So you can see it better on this one. You can see the lock tab. Watch. See that? Watch right there. You'll see this little tab pop forward. Boom. And that locks the blade up, right? So you have no movement. It's tight, dude. And then you can push that out of the way. And there's the lock bar. It's mounted in there. Get it from this angle. I don't know. Sorry, it's the tab is up top. The lock bar tab. That's so cool. And then you can't see it, but I'm guessing the other end of the tab has a detent ball on it or something. On this one, it's hard to see it because it's more, it's tucked away more. Let's see if you can see it under there. You can see it there. See it? So I don't know if this one's just worn in a little bit more, but it just feels a little bit smoother. You can still hear it, but it feels a little bit smoother there, where this one feels a little rougher. So I think it's just gonna be like a break-in period. Once it smooths out a little bit, it'll feel a little bit it'll feel a little smoother. Huh. Weird. Yeah, it's really cool, guys. So if you haven't experienced the Vanchor lock yet, I think this is a good one. The last one they did was cool too. What was the last one they did? I think it was the oh darn, that wasn't a top liner lock, right? The one the porcupine, right? The porcupine. I think that was a V anchor lock. Maybe it was a top liner lock. So many knives, but that one was really good too. So you have a couple of nice options there. But yeah, $139. I will say one critique I'd have other than the clip is, I don't know if it's me, but the blade to handle ratio looks a little bit off. Like maybe it just seems to be a little less blade than handle. Let's see when it's closed. I mean, it's not bad. You've got a bit of handle left, but it definitely not like egregious or anything. I mean, just let's compare it to the Chaser. Where the hell did I put that thing? So on the Chaser here, you have, you know, a tiny little bit left. But, I mean, it's not a lot less, so just to be fair. No, so I think it's fine. I think it's just a mental thing for me. It's probably the choil that does that, you know, because that choil's eaten up quite a bit of the blade length there. Plunge grind is going to be really nice because of that choil there. So sharpening should be great for you guys. Nope. I was going to say it felt like it was smoothing out a little bit there. So I would say, I guess that's one downside with the lock. You can't, like, there's no way for me to get in there and get a little bit of oil on the detent ball, because I would love to get a little bit of oil on there so that I can smooth it out a little bit quicker, you know. But I don't see any access to it. Oh, you can see the detent ball. Look at that. Let me zoom in. So you can see right there, you see that little black nipple? That's the detent ball. And then when it closes, you probably see it better. See if I can get a good angle on it. Or get my flashlight out. See if we can get a good view. Sorry, some of you don't care, some of you do, so. Oh. Now it's like, I don't know if I'm just washing it all out. It's interesting. It's right down there. But I can't even see it. I'll try to come across this way. Yeah, really hard to show you guys, sorry. There you go. Kind of see the shadow of it. And then it should pop in. Yep. See it kind of pop into that spot. See that tab move in and it drops in. That's really cool. How do I get oil down there is my question. So I think I could. It actually isn't. I just have to figure out where it is. It's over here. It's down there, right? So it's in the same spot as it usually is, honestly. But it's never like exposed, I don't think. Like I don't think I can get to it right now. Could I? Let's see. Can you see what I'm seeing? I don't know. Trying to like see in there. Yeah, I don't think it's exposed at all. I mean, I could definitely just pour some oil in there, but I hate doing that. I could just wait. I'll just be patient. It'll break in. I keep doing that, sorry. All right, that is the Akita from Vosteed. Yeah, they did a great job on this. Sorry, I'm overly critical of pretty much everything. It's just how my brain is. So overall, I think this is a great new addition. I think the ergonomics are fantastic. I like the hole shape on the blade. I do wish maybe it was just, I don't know, somehow a little bit further away from the, I think part of it is me like sliding into that corner is kind of slowing it down maybe. But then it feels completely normal too. So I don't know. I struggle at the thumb flick, that's for sure. I suck at it. And the D10 is definitely good enough for it. I bet you're right-handed. Yep. Oop. Now I don't have the clip right-handed, but I seem to be able to do that better right-handed. You just gotta kind of flick it while you do it. You don't want to just get in there and fire it. You want to kind of wrist it out while you do it. So thumb flick's definitely a little bit goofy for me. Reverse flick feels good. You just got to get you get used to the size and everything. And you can get your whole fingertip in there and fire that out. And then you're right into the choil, which is nice. I always like that. I can just grip down on the knife right away and use it. Bowie blade shape's cool. Obviously, I prefer sheep's feet, but you know, not everything's going to be that way. The front flipper is fantastic. That really is a big difference here. It feels like they listen to people and they updated the flipper tab a little bit. Fix that jimping because it just feels much more natural, much more intuitive. I can roll back it. If I remember correctly, the Ankilo kind of hurt to do that because I would slide up. Yeah, see, I'm just like not getting it. And I would slide up, ow, and then slide right over that top nub. And it hurts. I mean, I'm sure I could do it, yeah. But you kind of get jammed up with the jimping sometimes. Where this one just feels more intuitive because it has good jimping. It just catches your finger better, essentially. That's kind of the beginning and end of it there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this one. I was gonna check the width, and then I distracted the absolute shit out of myself there. I don't know what that is. Let's see. 0. Okay, are we zeroed or not? Now we are? Okay. So yeah, you're at 1/2 inch, almost 0.51. That's not bad, actually. I mean, I have, you know, we have knives that are at that. Like the Chaser is definitely, yeah, it's definitely thinner. 0.47. Feels a lot thinner, though, but let's see. This is a prototype of the Lush. 0.47. That's kind of where we try to be at, is 0.47 at the most. 0.45. Maybe the Stout is a 0.48. I know that the Nip L is thicker than that. And see that? 0.54. And when I first got the prototype, I kind of was like, I didn't think it. I figured it was going to be 0.49, something like that, 0.48, just from handling it. It feels so comfortable in the hand. It feels thin in your hand. And then I measured it and was like, what the hell? 0.54. I don't know where that comes from. I think it's because you have to fit the tab in here and everything, and then it's contoured, you know, maybe. But there's kind of a difference between being thick and feeling thick, if that makes sense. And, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Just kidding. This, it feels a little chunky, but it's also extremely ergonomic in the hand. So it works. That's the best way I can put it. So my only real critique on it so far is the clip filler tab. Don't love the filler tab. Not filler tab. I just don't like screws that stick up. I don't see the point in that. There's got to be a way around that. Just a filler tab here would have fixed that. They could have just put a filler tab in and then, you know, recessed the screws into it. Would have been easy peasy. Honestly, they could have just maybe figured out a way to not even have the screws there. There's got to have been a way to do that, to just make that standoff work a different way, or put the stand up under the clip kind of thing. You know, even on this side with the clip, the screws stick up. That's never good. I'll try the clip out, pretty standard budget clip, and the screws do not get in the way, even with my thicker pants. You do have to kind of push past them a little bit, but they're not binding anything up, really causing issues. So overall, really cool for 140 bucks. I mean, S35 and aluminum and a really cool lock. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to give them shit for much. But I do think at that price point, we need a better filler tab there. So let me know what you guys think of this one. I like it. And it is the Akita. I will pass this around, of course. So you guys should see some other videos on it. I love that they have different milling patterns. I love the different finishes. Personally, I don't like a machine satin very much, so I think stonewash would be nice, although that could make the jimping a little less aggressive, which would not be good, in my opinion. So keep that in mind. If you're going to do it, maybe the black stonewash would be the best one, but this one's probably going to be the most aggressive jimping. And it's not like aggressive like it hurts, you know what I mean? So let me know if you have any questions. Link is down below. If you use it, it helps the channel. I love you guys very much. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later. Peace.